Yeah, I mean, that one, bro, like, I told you, bro, I pull a motherfucker out the crowd, pulling by his fucking coat pocket. I mean, bro, I got so many, dog.
It was
like,
your birthday and he was drunk?
Yeah, the motherfucker was
This
drunk.
motherfucker trying to look after another nigga on his birthday.
Right.
And I'm like,
right.
I said, Pep, this ain't your place.
So, like, we was family, bro. So, when we would go out, it was like a mile. So, this motherfucker always was like, bro, why you watching out from our partner? Like, this motherfucker was like, he was a nuisance. He would just get drunk and always would say, like,
You was the nuisance?
no, not him.
No,
One of our other partners.
One of our boys.
So this particular night, what he talking about is they brought me out. They said, look, bro, we can go out for your birthday. So we wanted to Panama City or whatever. And
What happened in the truck on the way there? What you say Bird did?
Bird said, dude, it's not gonna be. I'm gonna be me and my chick.
Dude, it's gonna be me,
And
John
my-
Greasy, and
and-
my chick, bro.
But to look at people and be like, oh, this is the inner child working here. I wasn't supposed to take this personal. This person was lashing out. They were projecting their pain out, their fear. You know, they were living in fear, so they projected said pain out.
Roll me, Mac.
What'd you do if your mate tried to make their problems your problems? I mean, it's human. It's a human thing to do, especially for those of us who have gone through trauma. But I would remind them that I'm not responsible for the issues that they created within their life. Getting yourself into shit does not require you to bring everybody else into it. You know what I mean? Doesn't bode well by everybody going down with the ship. I'm not saying that I won't be there to support you, if you will. But as far as like any financial situation, like how you hear about those stories back in the day, how the husband used to blow all the family's money on gambling debts. You know what I mean? Like that's not a responsible thing to do, just from a survival standpoint. And or a situation where, or you know, like the mate, so the woman getting herself into a financial situation, that one that is like catastrophic. You know what I mean? Like blowing up a credit card bill on unnecessary shit that you really don't need. They're all validation items. You know what I mean? It's not like it's good debt and bad debt the way Robert Kiyosaki talks about. You know what I'm saying? There's good debt and there's bad debt. You know what I mean? Good debt makes you helps you make money. Bad debt puts you in worse situations. So I mean, for me, I believe that we should be wiser about making financial decisions. I'm just it's to the best of our knowledge. You know what I mean? Like, you know, if you're not able, like I guess the cardinal rule in spending is you're not able to buy it twice, you're not able to afford it. You know, so just being very mindful, cautious, especially like when you're on a team. And by team, I mean you're in a committed relationship living with somebody and you guys so happen to share expenses if you trust somebody enough to do so. But like making their problems your problems, I'll listen to you vent about work, but I'm not here to fix it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm here to allow you to say it out loud so that you can kind of hear yourself say it. You know what I mean? Like, I know a lot of men, it's big on us. We're big on trying to fix shit, you know, and I believe some of the times, I'm not gonna say all the time, but some of the times I believe the woman just wants to be heard. It's not about, you know, just fixing the shit, but it's about being heard. So, you know, just listen. Keywords. If you're not able to really pay attention to everything, keywords. Keywords will definitely, you know, carry you a long way as far as like in the listening department. But it's just more about, yeah, it's a one-sided affair. Don't throw your emotion in on it because it might make it worse. You know what I'm saying? Do your best to remain emotionless when a person is kind of talking about the stuff that they're you know, they're dealing with at work. You know what I mean? So I know at times, when back in the day when I used to vent and whatnot about like a lot, like I used to, I made my significant other my mom, and I told her as if she was gonna fix everything type thing, and it's like I was essentially making my problems her problems, you know what I'm saying? Because I was looking for a fix, like how do I get my way out of this type shit, you know what I mean? And I don't think that's an effective way to move in that. Don't get me wrong, because it's not just like, again, I say all the time, it's not like women don't give solid advice on certain things, but they're not there at work, so they don't know the tone. You know, when we come home, you know, I think all of us do it, where you come home and you talk about work to people that don't work with you, and they already have this picture painted about this person, but they don't know the context of everything based off of the story that we're telling to them. You know what I mean? So they already, you know, they want to show that they're on our side or whatever. So you might go do a function or some shit, and you see the very person that your friend was talking about, and you were already sizing them up like, what's happening? You know? But it's just about listening and venting, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, so like situations like such, don't allow your problems to become my problems. Like, you know what I'm saying? Where you believe that I'm just gonna take all of it away, and I didn't get you in it. So I think that's just, we help each other by helping ourselves. Like being able to manage the stuff that we got ourselves in to the best of our ability. You know what I mean? Like if I got into a financial situation because of my spending, because of a decision I made, maybe, you know, like whatever, you know, speeding tickets, gambling debts, or not forgetting to pay this bill that is for something that I decided to get, not the joint stuff, but something for me, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then looking to you like, what, I mean, how would you feel? How would you feel if somebody did that to you? You know what I'm saying? It's irresponsible to me to do so. But sometimes that's just how it be for some people, if they allow it, that is. I'm not necessarily for that. You know, it's not like I'm not your kid, you're not my kid. We're not gonna get ourselves into trouble and then just wait for somebody to bail us out type thing. At least aim not to, you know, not make a point to do so. But I mean, that shit does happen. But if my mate tried to make their problems my problems, I would just simply set a healthy boundary. Healthy boundaries help out with that type of stuff, you know what I'm saying? To let them know like, hey, help me to help you. I gotta do my part, you gotta do yours. And that's how I intend to kind of resolve the situation, is by doing so. To do that, like I handle my shit and you handle yours, you know what I'm saying? Like we can somewhat take advice on things, but not look to that other person to fix the problem. That's my shit right there. It's like not becoming a dad to my mate, and my mate not being a mom to me, but us both being adults about things and doing the best that we can to kind of get through you know what I'm saying, to get through a situation. That's how I would see it, if indeed I was in that predicament, that is. Overall, I mean, that's my 2 cents, no pun intended, on that subject. So I mean, as far as a mate, making their problems my problems. Let me deal with my shit, you deal with yours, and then we can celebrate together.
Hey, what up, everybody? Yeah, do me a favor real quick. Just hit like, subscribe, and of course comment if you have anything, obviously to mention about it.
What talents does your family have? My family is filled with talent across the board, be it from my mom's side, I believe my dad, my mom's side, my dad's side. We have singers, we have drawers, we have accountants, we have referees, we have comedians for sure. We definitely do that. I think there's comedians on both sides, and I think that's due to the trauma and pain that we've gone through that has allowed us to make our way through by laughing at the shit that has happened to us. So as far as family talents go, singers, you know what I'm saying, poets, screenwriters, dare I say comedy writers for sure, social workers, we have dental assistants, there's there's so much, hairdressers for sure. I would say professional gamers, the way some of us play. You know what I'm saying? Like Call of Duty, my cousin Tony would we would probably bust your ass in high school with Call of Duty. Like I said, music wise, man, there's so much with that. Creative minds. What else? Clothing designers, number one. Shout out to B for Urban Beauty Boy. Be sure to check that out online. That's my cousin down in Miami. Love you, bro. Love you, Brandon. Urban Beauty Boy is that's one of our clothing designers in the family. Martial arts, my cousin Jamie, on my dad's side. Like I said, they're just filled with so many talents, I believe, but none more than comedy, man. And the beauty of the family with comedy is that it's very unique to everybody's own style. Don't get me wrong. Salisbury has a way, like what do you say, an accent, if you will. Certain words, the way you say, like smack the fire out you, or you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. But I believe that everybody has like their different style of comedy. I mean, you had impressionists, I would say me, my brother, for sure, being, an impressionist as well. Just on the spot comedy. I say just about every woman in the family got on the spot comedy, like no joke. Something said, something funny right after that. You know what I'm saying? Like from grandma to my aunts to my mother, my daughter. Like there's it's so much. Like honestly, it's just so much talent, gifts, I would say, for this family. Like with the stuff that. Yeah, I would say the stuff that we have, man, like in the family. But that comedy, man, is just uncanny. I'm talking about like unfucking canny. If we didn't have anything, we had comedy for sure. Like throughout the years growing up with each other and just seeing random stuff, little kids saying little funny shit. Even now, the youngest, I would say the newest generation of our kids. Like my cousin's son, my cousins and their sons, you know what I'm saying? They're like, they bicker a lot, but they bring the comedy, you know what I'm saying? And they love each other at the end of the day, man. But we just have, in this family, there's so much to offer. if used in the right, you know what I'm saying, way, you know what I mean, you could really, really do something with it, which is what I like to encourage for all of them, you know what I'm saying, all of us really. But like this family is loaded with so much talent, man. It's not even, like I said, it's not even funny, bro. I love style for that, you know, definitely style. And some, you know what I'm saying? Some people don't give a fuck about style, that's fine too. But for those that really give a shit about, like, when it's time to get suited and booted, it's like that, you know what I mean? It's really like that. But I mean, this family is comedic talent. If anything, like I said, if anything else, man, like comedic talent, singing, professional sports, for that matter. Some of us made it in, like, you know, working in professional sports. Then there's, like I said, writing. It's fun to watch. And the involvement to see, because you've seen them since they were little and then grow up and to be so creative. Or you remember them when they were younger. They might be older than you, but you remember when they were younger, and then to see them, you know, go on and do other things, you know what I'm saying? Like, again, like my cousin that, you know, referees like college basketball, which is just super dope. He used to ball for real. Like Rick was a force, you know what I'm saying? Like on the court. So like to see that evolve, you know, still staying in the game, you know what I mean? But evolving into another level of the game and appreciation of the game, man. Can't knock that. Can't knock that at all. Yet, like I said, my grandma, my mom's side is a riot. She's a riot. I love Miss Sarah. I truly do. She got jokes for days. We just, like I said, it's just a natural thing that comes out. And then like once everyone is like all together, regardless of whatever we got going on, you know what I'm saying, mentally, we'll still find a way to get a laugh in, man. Like that's the one thing I can appreciate about just the family itself. Yeah, like I said, I sometimes just sit back and just observe. That's it, man, and be in amazement of the things that they can do. You know what I mean? Just like I'm talking about, like everybody got a form of comedy to add to to whatever. Yeah, truly do. Yeah, the family is like I said, the family is super talented. Grateful to come from said family. Sometimes I believe we fed off of each other on a lot of things and kind of maybe even got competitive, if you will, especially like basketball for sure. You know, between me, my cousin Richard, my cousin Dougie, my cousin Corey, even Davion, you know what I'm saying? Like all of us, you know, that played ball, it was iron sharpening iron type thing. I really just wanted to beat Richard's ass. That's really all it was for me. And if I could beat Richard, then, you know, Corey and me and Dougie made me better on the court, playing over at his spot. You know, they used to have a court outside their apartment, and we used to play like from sun up, sundown all the time. And you know, my game wasn't the greatest until I went to like AAU, playing rec ball and all that stuff. I started to get better. AAU definitely gave me some tips, so I came back with a little better game. And we actually, the next summer when I would go and stay with them, we actually won, you know, like the championship. So, and it was just really just trying to follow my inspiration. You know, my cousin Richard. You know, like him and Corey playing basketball and winning championships, playing for Y High. You know, and Bennett, I think Corey played for Parkside, Bennett, whatever the fuck that school, the neighboring school is over there. But or maybe it was on Y. I don't know. They'll educate me. They'll correct the shit, I'm sure, when I see them. But like there's just so much, like I said, so much talent, man, and a knack for music too, an ear for music. Lord knows, man. My Aunt Chris. A lot of artists remind me of my particular family member. Anytime I hear Preacher's Wife soundtrack is my mother. Anytime I hear Jerry Levert or Jodeci and Guy is my auntie. Anytime I hear Boys to Men, who else, man? What's them cats' name? Voices of Theory. I think of Richard. You know what I'm saying? That used to be his shit. Say It was the record. When I think of Lords of the Underground, I think my cousin Corey. There was like video gaming, you know what I'm saying? Like I think of my cousin Davion, my cousin Tony. Like to me, they were the top gamers in the family. You know, not to take anything away from me or Richard, but like to me, those were the ones. They just had a knack for it. It seemed like it just came easy for them. You know, when I think of like old gospel, I think of my grandmother, Miss Sarah Long. We call her Grandma Sarah, but some people, you know, people that visit, we call her Miss Sarah. That's why I keep saying Miss Sarah. But yeah, the family is just, I don't know. They what can I say, man? I love them. I miss them. I miss the way things used to be, rather. Like when we were coming up, it just seemed a lot closer. But nevertheless, family's loaded with a lot of talent, and I'm glad that you know, I can say that that's in my family. Like I said, iron sharpens iron. What would you say your signature piece of clothing in childhood would be? Probably a red hat. A backwards red hat or sideways red hat, because Flavor Flav was big at the time. I used to like the way he put his hat to the side, and being into hip hop, that was kind of like the thing to do. But I would say a red, probably wearing a backwards red hat, preferably New York Yankees. I think I had an Atlanta hat at one point in time, definitely Chicago Bulls, 49ers. All my teams got, for the most part, all my teams growing up that I followed had all red in them. So, you know, I would say definitely a backwards red hat is probably the signature clothing item. Not opposed to a black leather jacket that my dad let me get his, and I think they might have bought me one too. But black leather jacket, hat to the back. No pun intended, TLC, but red hat, backwards, first down. That first down, like ninth grade, shit. In Virginia, the winners, first down bubble. Yeah, first down bubble jacket, probably. But for the most part, I would say that it was the backwards red hat. The most essential part of you healing from your past? Acceptance of everything that happened, knowing that if I hadn't gone through it, I wouldn't be where I am today. Like if I changed anything, I changed everything. Perspective, like seeing what my life became and how it became what it is, and just to be educated on what I was feeling, you know, like these emotions. Just because you feel such emotions doesn't mean it is what it is. You know, it's not the action, it's our thought on the action and what we're actually feeling. It took a lot of time just sitting with myself, getting out of my own head, getting out of my own way. You know, as far as like healing goes, forgiving people who probably won't ever say they're sorry for what they've, you know, for the shit that they've done, because they were in their own pain and they just poured over, you know, their cup runneth over with pain. I'm getting leftovers, you know what I'm saying? Leftover pain droplets is what's happening. But healing is still going on, number one, but learning to let go of the small shit And like the book says, everything is small shit. So it's like trying to forgive yourself for what you didn't know. I mean, I just was all in my head. I was trying so hard to be perfect, you know, and as I'm sure a lot of other people have done so as well. Yeah, really just trying to fine tooth your actions and all of that. And it really was it was a challenge. It certainly was a challenge, but I was able to navigate it enough. Yeah, I was able to navigate it enough so that I could become what I am today. And it's like I said, every day you learn something new. At least I try to learn something new about myself, something I did not know before. And some days are challenging, some days are easier than others, but I mean, it's all part of the process, right? And remembering you did the best you could with the knowledge you have in that particular moment, and just trying to be present, learning to be in the present moment and doing your best not to be stuck in the past, man. And perfectionism will have you stuck in the fucking past so bad. And that's what I wanted. I wanted perfectionism, so I wanted to be perfect so bad, bro. Because I really did thought that you had to be perfect to be loved, man. So when I could not be perfect, I beat myself up. I tore myself down. I quit and things because it's like, now I won't ever receive love. So there's no point in doing this shit. But, you know, anything worth doing is worth doing badly, as Les Brown puts it. So it's like, keep doing what you're doing, trying to learn how to be better at what you're doing. And it's yeah, you live and learn, right? You live and learn about those things, and you see things from a different perspective. You extend more grace, starting with yourself. If you can extend grace to yourself, you can extend grace to others. For people who have low tolerance of others, you can be surprised how they feel about themselves, man. And I had to learn to do that. I had to learn to have more grace with me. Maybe I was more forgiving of others, but I wasn't forgiving of myself. And I started to recognize that I'm just as valuable as those people I give grace to, because I'm no more human than they are. But those moments where you do heal, literally, and just see a person for who they are and their inner child. Like if you learn to look at your parents from an inner child lens, from the things that they may have done, versus that of like thinking that this is just my parent and this is what they've done to me, you see shit differently. Same with your kids. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what your child may have gone through. Your child doesn't know what you've gone through. And your cousins, family, whatever, friends, like seeing things from their lens and not making it about you. It's a struggle, don't get me wrong, because we're used to making shit about us. But to look at people and be like, oh, this is the inner child working here. I wasn't supposed to take this personal. This person was lashing out. They were projecting their pain out, their fear. You know, they were living in fear, so they projected said pain out to me. One day at a time, and you can move past certain shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like learning to forgive. And I think that's probably been the biggest, I want to say, obstacle for me mentally, is learning to forgive myself so that I can truly forgive others and not say I forgive them, but then bring the shit up when we get into a debate, an argument, or what have you. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not true forgiveness to me. So it's understanding that, all right, if you're going to forgive, you got to let shit go. And learning to let go is another thing too. Let go of everything. Like just be free, flow like water. You know what I mean? Like being attached to stuff, learning to detach, recognizing that nothing lasts forever. Even pain. Like pain is inevitable. Suffering is a choice. Going against the grain is causing you to suffer, versus just accepting things for what it is. And it took time. It really did take time to kind of go through that. But I mean, I'm here. I'm still, like I said, I'm still here in the battle and just learning day by day, and we'll continue. But I would say the essential part of healing was just acceptance. Really was acceptance and taking on this mentality of amor fati. Accept things as they are, not what you want them to be, and realizing that you're not entitled to anything at all. Having expectations of other people that you have no control over is a recipe for disaster. Sometimes those expectations add up. Like if you're a kid and your parents do pretty good, from a financial standpoint, they might hook you up for Christmas. But there might be a time where you might not be able to get as many Christmas gifts as you thought you was going to get. But you still got something. But if you used to getting 20 gifts and they come up with 2, and you're a kid, you're thinking about you. You're not thinking about the struggle that they had to go through just to get you a gift, let alone 2. And your entitlement creeps in. The ego comes out because you believe that love is about how many gifts you can get, but not the effort that goes into the gift. And that's really what it is. The thought on a lot of things, man. Like to give those gifts. Like I look forward to that aspect of Christmas with the family. You know what I'm saying? Like to see, my dad is not big on showing emotion, but that motherfucker puts effort into getting gifts for his family come around Christmas time. That's one thing I can say about my pops. And same for my mother, man. My mom, shout out to my mother, with the effort that she would go into getting gifts too, especially from us at a little age. Especially her grandbaby, go all the way out, and then even babies in the family now. But like that effort, it's not about how many gifts now, man. It's the impact of the gift, at least for me. And I'm grateful for having a family that shows that type of love. Again, that form of love through that particular time frame, the effort that's put into that particular like gift and stuff like that. So it's healing's a process. It's continue to heal, as I said before, but the essential part of healing, I would say, is definitely acceptance. Amor fati. Accept things as they are, not what you want them to be. What did each of your committed relationships in life teach you? One, it taught me that it doesn't matter. Like one of those relationships taught me that it doesn't matter how hard you try to make somebody love you, it's not going to make them love you. That was number one rule. Chase somebody for about a year and some change, and it didn't mean all or nothing. That's one thing I would say that I was taught in that thing. But I found out how much I didn't love myself in that situation by allowing myself to be subjected to such behavior. Let's see, what else? I learned that choosing your daughter over a girl is the win-win. If ever in that predicament where you had to choose between your child, the well-being of your child and then like a girl that you got a thing for. So I mean, that's one lesson. I think that was pretty different. And then of course appearance and how important appearance can be as like presenting yourself. So it's like a gift and a curse in that situation. Another lesson learned would be to say what you mean and mean what you say. Don't agree to something that you don't actually feel, and don't put somebody through that shit because you want to be nice. You know what I'm saying? Have the courage to break somebody's heart by telling them the truth. The truth may piss you off, but it'll set you free, and that's what could have been resolved years prior to how things went on. Instead, you drag a person through the mud and get caught up in your own inability to communicate how you really feel because of again, nice guy beta male, blue pill beta male syndrome, type shit that you find yourself in. A person is not more a person is not more human than you are. That's another lesson that I was taught in my committed relationship. And no matter how fine you believe a woman is, do not allow yourself to be treated as if you are less than human. And those are those things you learn just by going through it. And very, like I said, very grateful for having to experience those things. And I mean, it taught me so much, man, about myself, and that you're okay by yourself. Don't get me wrong. You can find yourself emotionally attached to someone. But all in all, it's just you at the end of the day, and you'll be okay. Nothing is yours. Everything in life is a hotel room. You know what I'm saying? You can enjoy it while you're there, but when it's time to go, it's time to go. You're not taking anything with you. Besides that pen that I tend to take the pens out of hotel rooms like a tradition. For the most part, you just exist in the moment and live in the moment. Nothing lasts forever. I mean, it's great if people, somebody might be in your life for a month, a day, a year, years, but we're all leaving according to something, be it to break up, be it to some people lock up, some people the grave, some people the military lifestyle. I know I've gone through a situation early in my career where the woman that I was very fond of, she got orders. The decision was made as far as like what was going to happen, and you had to accept it. It's part of it. It's what we signed up for when we signed on that dotted line as far as like what we're gonna do for the military. But that's it becomes part of it, and you think about the times spent with those individuals, right? And the moments that you made, like we lived in them. You know what I'm saying? There were some moments, there was some high moments, there were some low moments, but there were moments nevertheless. And you can say that you lived in that, and everything you went through made you where you are. So from all those relationships that I kind of described, I mean, they helped bring me into present day me. And the lessons learned from those things have made me very much a wiser human, let alone a man, like from my peers and myself, number one. But, it's something you learn as you go along. And as time presses on, more will be taught. More lessons will be learned, and then be able to share that with you guys. But with all that being said, that's it. Good night, kids.